Good morning to you, Mary. It's a pretty quiet scene right now here at the intersection of 15th Street and Harper Street, across from the Health Sciences campus of Augusta University. But that was certainly not the case just a few hours ago. I want you to take a look at some video here that we shot on the scene earlier from this, what is now a homicide investigation. Frankly, as you know, earlier we were outside of this haunted house here in Martinez on Forest Court. Now we are officially in the backyard, which is also the big haunted house. So I want you to take a look with me and walk with me through this haunted house. I'm hanging out with my friend here. He's pretty spooky. And but it gets even spookier here, guys. And I'm actually really terrified as I walk through. They have here a graveyard. I mean, dead bodies and skeletons coming out of the ground here. They also have a graveyard dinner table. Yeah, I don't know who's gonna eat on that. Pretty much ghouls and goblins everywhere.
It was a little bit hectic, but it was worth it.
It's Bruce Bigger's first time attending the Masters, as well as his first time shopping at the famous Masters Pro Shop.
The number one thing I wanted to get is my flag here. I'm gonna put a big 3-foot poster in my man cave with this and download some pictures online and get a picture of us by the clubhouse.
And this flag here is one of the most popular items you can find inside of the Pro Shop. Most patrons use it to collect autographs from their favorite players. From Masters t-shirts priced at $25 to jackets starting at $100, customers like Emery Polochko filled their bags and cashed in on the latest Masters fashion.
We are loading up. At work, they make fun of me because I'm always wearing Masters stuff to work. They're like, you love that tournament in their clothes, don't you?
Meet Munchie. He looks like just any other energetic puppy, but Munchie was born a little different without his 2 front legs.
He does not think he's any different. To him, he's a normal dog.
But even though he may hop around pretty well right now, Munchie's owner, Elizabeth Ramon, realized that some training wheels may help him out in the future.
We're back with Wild Encounters. We took a little bit of a break. We were gone for a little bit of the winter, the holidays, but now we're back. People have been clamoring for it, asking, when is Wild Encounters returning? Well, we're here right now, and I'm back with Allison, one of your favorites at home, one of our favorite zookeepers, and we have a really cool animal behind us, a unique one that we were joking earlier that it's really hard to describe what it looks like because it is so unique. The tapir. So tell us about this tapir we have behind us.
So this is Pulau. He's actually our newer tapir. We have a male and a female. The female is Daniela. She's in the back right now, so just Pulau's out. The reason they're not together is we're working on introducing them together. It's a really slow process, but we're trying to make them be friends.
And Augusta on Ice kicks off today. We'll give you a sneak peek of this winter wonderland as your Good Morning Augusta starts right now. Woo! Coming up, we're going to talk a little bit more about some of the expansion around the facility that's taking place during the tournament and how that'll affect this weekend's activities. Reporting live in Augusta, I'm Ashley Dawes for WJBF News Channel 6. Back to you guys. Well, obviously, I'm not ready for tonight's big game, but the Augusta Green Jackets are. And coming up tonight, they're going to be preparing for tonight's season opener. We'll tell you all about that as your Good Morning Augusta starts right now.
Meet 86-year-old Betty Eastep, or as some most recently know her as, the Bag Lady of Beach Island.
She's a servant, and she's always looking to do something for somebody.
That something has become crocheting sleeping mats for the homeless out of grocery bags.
She has shipped them through the Salvation Army to homeless people, hurricane victims.
You can hear the excitement from these soldiers here at Fort Gordon who are headed home, some of them for the first time in months, to see family members. And we were curious to ask them, what's the first thing that you're going to eat when you get home? Here's what they said.
Ready for the next?
What are you most excited to eat when you get home?
A 4 for 4 from Wendy's.
Steak.
I'm most excited to eat macaroni and cheese, I think.
Some crawfish, then some jambalaya. That's what I love.
Probably some pumpkin pie.
Some well-deserved time off for the men and women who serve our country.
My parents moved to Georgia when I was about a month old, moved to Augusta, and we lived there until I was 9 years old.
Lorena Weeks moved to Jefferson County in 1937 to a large farm owned by her husband's grandfather. A short time later, tragedy struck this young family.
We moved to Louisville, and about 2.5 months after we moved there, Daddy was killed in a sawmill ball explosion.
Lorena's mother was left with no job and 4 young children to support.
The baby was 10 months old the day Daddy was buried.
Following her husband's death, Lorena's mom had no choice but to go to work and to provide for her family.
I saw my mother so young, working so hard and holding down 2 jobs.
In 1937, the average working woman made $525 a year, men more than twice that.
I used to cry at night because she'd be so tired. She'd work so hard all day and trying to keep clothes for us and enough for us to eat.
9 years later, another tragedy. Lorena's mom dies at the age of 38. Lorena, now the breadwinner for her younger siblings. After high school, she went to work for Southern Bell as a switchboard operator. She worked nights inside this small brick building in Wadley, Georgia.
Finally, the children grew up.
And things began looking up.
His name was Billy.
Billy Weeks was the love of Lorena's life. They married and had a family. Billy worked for the post office, and Lorena remained at Southern Bell. But tough times would strike again. Billy was injured in an accident. Money was tight. With 2 kids in college and 1 in high school, Lorena Weeks put in a bid for a better job.
My bid was returned, stating that it was not a job that was given to women.
The job, switchman. Lorena was qualified and had seniority, but a Georgia law was standing in her way. It prohibited women and minors from working at a job that required that they lift more than 30 pounds. Lorena Weeks decided to fight back. Inspired by President Johnson, who signed into law the Civil Rights Bill in 1964, Lorena mustered up the courage to sue Southern Bell. She went to court and lost. Then one day, the phone rang.
I had a call one day from Washington, D.C., and Marguerite Raywalt worked in the Pentagon. She was with NOW, National Organization of Women, and wanted to know if I needed some help.
Lorena was given the name of a Louisiana attorney, Sylvia Roberts. For the next 5 years, the 2 women fought the phone company in court.
On some days I'd be so down and I'd call Sylvia, and she'd say, well, Lorena, this goes on in most litigation cases, and you just have to have strength enough to put up with it.
Beth Weeks, Lorena's sister-in-law, saw the toll it was taking on her lifelong friend.
It was very trying. She cried a lot.
But Lorena wouldn't give up. She had faced adversity before.
This was a rule that was wrong, and it needed to be corrected, and God had prepared me for what I was doing. I felt like that. I truly felt like that.
Finally, in 1969, the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals ruled in Lorena's favor. The job was hers. That court victory paved the way for millions of women to pursue their career goals. Patricia Edwards is the president of the Jefferson County Historical Society.
She was very instrumental in the women's movement and women's rights and equal rights, and so we're very proud of her.
A small box at the museum contains articles and copies of legal documents relating to this historic case. But like its unassuming donor, the ordinary box doesn't do its contents justice.
I think that she was just a normal, average woman who had the courage to stand up for what she thought was right and to fight for it.
In Jefferson County, Mary Morrison, WJBF News Channel 6.